I'm Pern.
And I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show, where we talk about everything from movies, music, sports, and TV.
And stories from the rest of our lives.
Things we don't talk about are politics and religion.
And this is how we all stay friends.
Okay, let's talk.
It's been a slow week.
Mm-hmm.
I can just say right now that finally we've gotten into some kind of groove and we're just kind of chug along on the weekends. We work, we get into a flow. Tuesday's recording, every other Monday's Costco. So, but the weirdest thing is that because we're in that flow, my mind wanders, and it always seems to wander worse when I'm like just ready to go to bed. And it causes some of the weirdest ass dreams, but vivid, like crazy vivid. I don't know what I ate the other night. I don't know what the hell happened, but I turned around and just woke up and I had to write it in the journal for tonight. It turned out that I had a dream that we were, for some reason, had a visitor from San Diego that wanted to talk to us about the podcast. About the podcast. Not on the podcast, but about the podcast. They wanted to buy the podcast and had us record the podcast in San Diego in a podcast farm kind of scenario where it's just it was kind of so the weirdest thing was that they had us out to San Diego and they had us walk around the facilities, and it's basically a lot of just computer cubicles, right? And then some sound studios off to the side. So it was like a whole floor, like a giant building, like a regular studio would be, that had staff that did sales and things like that. Have you kind of what it felt like.
Pause for 1 second. Have you ever seen like the SiriusXM studios?
No.
So years ago, I got to see when they had a location in DC. I still don't even know if they have it, but I went in and it was like exactly like that.
Right.
Which was very cool. It was this whole floor of like, it's like, oh, you can go record your show in this little
and it's right
ISO
over
booth
here.
or
and
go
then,
over and record
and we have staff to check your facts and things like that.
Yeah. It was very cool to go in.
That's nice.
Okay, so continue.
So it was like that, and then they were walking us around, and the owner was with us, and he was, or not the owner, but I guess the sales manager kind of scenario. And the weirdest thing was it was the guy from Entourage, the agent, Jeremy Piven.
Jeremy Piven, yeah.
Yeah, it was him. And I was like, oh, that's so
really
weird.
Fast talking. Like,
yes, and just kind of selling.
Get you guys in here.
Gotta get you in. We're feeling good about this. We've heard the podcast. We definitely want you on our label kind of thing. It was that. And they were going to pay us $500,000 total.
A year?
Yeah.
Or total
a year to get us in. And then
so we would have to split that.
Oh, yeah.
And we would have to then pay for legal fees.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So would you do it if that was what it was?
Well, yeah, I would.
Right.
But you've already told me I can have 100% of the profits, so you
there
get
it is.
nothing.
So I get nothing,
and
I'd have to move to San Diego. But other than that,
yeah, no, I'm not moving to San Diego.
You're not going to move to San Diego.
Yeah, we would have to put some sort of clause in.
We can record north. Do you have northern offices?
Yeah. Do you have anything, New York or north?
Yes, there we go.
Or just give me the money to put in my own better home studio.
Yeah, right. And we'll just do it wherever we are
and do it from there.
Yeah, we record all the time.
So that was your weird dream?
It was just like you said, it was just one of those things where you're vivid and you just kind of wake up and you're like, holy crap, and you just remember elements like it was like you were just there.
Yeah.
Like you really were there.
So
just weird.
I had a weird dream like that, but it was a weird dream.
Okay.
So I'll try to not make it sound as weird as it was. I'll give maybe the watered down version.
Okay.
Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. No
we're
judging,
all adults
right?
Here. We're all adults here.
So I have this dream like about a week or so ago, and I was actually going to bring it up for last week's show, and then I was like, no, I'll just sit on it and see how it goes. And so it was funny that Dave comes in tonight and he's like, hey, I've had this weird dream. And I'm like, well, crap, I had a weird one last week too. So
Perfect.
My weird dream was I somehow know, which I don't, I somehow in the dream know Anderson Cooper from CNN.
Yeah.
Who I'm not really. First of all, I'm not a news person. I don't watch the news. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch Fox. I don't watch WNBC. I don't watch news. I don't. It just like but I know who Anderson Cooper is.
Right.
And I've never really the stuff that I've seen been like a big fan of his or anything either. I was just like, but I don't like him or dislike him. I just like I just know who he is
from his work in New Year's Eve, right?
Well, no, I don't. And actually, I didn't even know that he did that with Andy Cohen until,
Right.
I guess it was, he was on Smart List at one point on that podcast. And I listened. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you know,
Now,
he sounds like
yeah.
a really cool, okay. He sounds like a cool guy. I don't like, you know,
Okay.
and then he was talking about the whole, New Year's Eve with Andy Cohen and how
Right.
that started and all that
Right.
and everything like that. So in this dream, we're like hanging out and we go out to like this, it's almost like a pet rescue center or something like that. I'm just thinking, wow, this Anderson Cooper guy, he's really like, you know, he gets his hands dirty. He's like,
Yeah.
helping like, you know, rescue pets and all this stuff and everything like that. And then I meet a guy at the pet rescue place and he's like, pulls me inside and he goes, so how's it going with Anderson? And I'm like, what are you talking about? We're just like hanging out. He goes, no, he likes you. And I was just like, because Anderson Cooper's gay, you know, no, it's not, that's not, you know, anything hidden. And I go, but Anderson knows my wife and he knows that I'm married and I have kids and like he's
Trying to
met my
steal
wife
you.
before. What I'm like, I didn't know this was a date. I was like, thought we were just hanging out like what, and he's like taking me to this animal shelter thing. So in the
It's a
dream,
weird dream.
apparently Anderson Cooper likes me and I'm like, I
Wow.
mean, I'm flattered, but I mean,
Anderson
I'm
Cooper.
happily married. I love my wife, and
Right.
you know, and
Sorry,
I was like,
can't
well,
help you.
sorry, Anderson. I've got some friends maybe I could introduce you to.
There
that,
it
You know,
is.
you know.
Yes.
so that was my weird dream, and then
Wow.
yeah, we went out to like this restaurant thing after that, and he was being very like, you know, shy and coy and all this stuff like that because he was realizing like, okay, yeah, this guy's, you know, he is married. I have met his wife. This isn't going to happen. It was turning into like a bad date scenario, but I'm like, Anderson, we're still friends.
We still can do this. We can get
just-
dessert. It's
we can-
okay.
Yeah, we can hang out and like just
It's all
like
good.
yeah, it doesn't have to be like. So that was my weird dream that like
Wow.
I went on
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a date and didn't know I was on a date with Anderson Cooper. even
Wow.
though- yeah.
Well,
So that was kind of weird.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was
I
weird.
don't know. Is that what dig
It
deep?
was
Is there
not-
something that I need
We
to
don't
find
need
out
to
about
edit
myself?
this out. I know you were
Is there-
worried.
I was like,
It was just got a little too weird. You might need to edit.
well, if it was
It's
too
fine.
weird. Well, in the dream,
It's a good
there were
dream.
some stuff that did a little weird.
It's a dream.
but nothing that it was. Yeah. So I was, you know, no,
It happens as a dream.
Yeah,
It's just a dream.
just a dream. That was
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a gardening update.
Oh, good. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Speaking of us not being gay,
So we kept talking about
you're
having
doing
the
a
greenhouse, having the greenhouse, right? So we have the greenhouse. We have to build it, right? We
Right.
finally broke into the boxes this weekend.
You
and
sent me a
we
picture.
put all of the rooms, all of the walls together. So now we have to haul it up to the deck area and
Mhm.
attach it to the other greenhouse and get all that straightened out. And
is this the West Wing of the
this
greenhouse?
yes, I guess it would be the
I'm
West Wing.
going to call it the West Wing.
Yeah, you might as
Okay.
well. Actually, that's pretty good.
It's where all the official plants grow.
The official gardening stuff.
The
happens.
gardening plants that will rule the garden.
Yes, in the back. Yes.
The upper tier.
The upper tier. Yes. Yes.
Cucumbers.
Yes. And then of course all the gardening stuff that keeps happening is still happening, meaning Lisa had a load of good Lord, landscape rock that we get,
Mm-hmm.
the mulch, the landscape rock mulch. There we go. I was going to get to it. I was getting to it.
Yeah.
8 tons delivered.
Oh my god.
It's rock, so it's just heavy.
Rock.
Yeah, and she hauled it all out and covered
Oh
up
my
certain
gosh.
areas that we had kind of outlined with our edging and everything. So everything's straightened out.
So
and she's
you're
gotten
saying
it all.
she likes the rock?
Yes,
Oh,
she's
sorry.
rock oriented.
Okay. Sorry, I had to
There you
throw a bad pun in there.
It's lovely.
Sorry.
So yeah,
We'll get
so-
to the dad jokes later.
Yeah.
okay?
So instead of us doing all the replacement of the regular mulch, like the the wood mulch and all that stuff,
Yeah.
because it just deteriorates and you have to keep replacing it. We went ahead and did the
just
rock
rocking
mulch.
it out.
And we just, most
what
of
I
the
did there.
yard is all rock mulch, and we've expanded our garden area, and she's putting in
Cool.
an orchard. So you're going to have fruits and veggies soon.
Ooh.
And
get some Angry Orchard.
yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
some stuff and we'll ferment and do whatever.
Start
'cause,
brewing your own,
she's got
homebrew.
tons of different
Yeah.
trees growing now, 2 of each, like cherry, pomegranate,
Cherries.
apple, pomegranate, yeah, there's a whole bunch. She has a whole list. And then and we've got the koi pond all straightened out now, so it's all going.
So you named your fish, right?
Oh, so yeah, but right now it's kind of hard because we have almost like 40 babies now.
Oh my god,
that
how
are
do you
all
keep
coming
track
out.
of them?
We don't really keep track of the little babies. It's
Just the
usually the
adult ones?
big, massive ones. And
Oh,
we've got
that
a
you've got
ton
names for.
of big ass massive ones. And yeah, so some of the names we've kind of come
Like
up with.
salmon solo or
Well, yeah. So, one of them was Tupac Shakoy.
Tupac Shakoy, that's a good one.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of those. So I got
So
my
he's
list
not
here.
dead.
No, he's not. He's
alive.
He's in my pond.
And in your pond.
Yeah, he's in my pond.
Okay, just want
So
to
yeah,
put
we have
that to rest immediately.
Right, just kind of there
he is alive and well.
Right.
Tupac Shakoy.
So I've got LL Coy J.
LL Coy J.
We have that.
Mom said knock him out. Don't call it a comeback.
Right. Sean Connery.
Connery. That's a bit of a stretch.
That's
but
a little one.
I
know.
it.
Well, again, it's kind of hard to come up with too many coy names.
Sorry, into the belly of the beast. I had my backwards Sean Connery going the wrong way. Fuck you, Trebek.
Welcome to the Rock.
Welcome to the Rock.
Finn Affleck.
Finn Affleck. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Right, there we go. Right.
I think he is the fifth brother, actually, in the Afflecks. That his really name is Finn.
You think
no,
it,
I'm
it
just
is?
kidding. Okay.
Finn Diesel also. You can do that.
Finn Diesel. Right.
Yeah.
He's too Fast and Furious.
Right. Zach Galifianakis.
That's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's almost that one.
Is
right?
he between the two ferns?
Right.
Do you have two ferns on each side of the koi pond?
And then lily pads between the two.
Lily pad between the two lily pads. There we go. That's a good one.
Perfect. Right.
That's a good one.
Gil Gerard.
Gil Gerard.
Yeah.
Doogie.
Right.
Yep. Buck Rogers.
Right. Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne. So that's kind of a given.
That's a givey. Yeah. Lawrence
so that was
Fishburne.
kind of
but that's not
yeah.
bad. I mean, that one just seems like, we
didn't have too many plays on that one. I have others, but they aren't that great. But yeah.
Okay. Well, those are good ones.
We have a catch. And then, of course, all the ones that we actually have names for, which was Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Okay.
You have that one.
Pause.
Oh.
I saw yesterday that apparently Sandra Bullock has said that her and Keanu Reeves need to work together at least one more time in their lifetime and do one more movie because they had such great chemistry and Speed, and then they did that whatever at the Winter
Post
on the
office.
Lake or whatever it was called, or something.
Lake mailing and
something. Yeah, and Keanu has said in an interview that he thinks that if they were to do a Speed 3, that they would knock it out of the park.
Really?
And and the reason he didn't do Speed 2 is because, when he read the script, he's like, I just didn't connect with it. And it goes the whole thing like, on a boat. And he goes, I just wasn't feeling it. And Sandra Bullock has said that that's the one movie she wishes she'd never made. She wishes she'd never made Speed 2. So there's been some comments in the past, now, a little bit that them talking about, the possibility of maybe a Speed 3 and getting back together to do a Speed 3. And Keanu was like, if we did it, I think we'd knock it out of the park. And I think now with Keanu doing the whole John Wick series, he is definitely he was always a star. I mean, there's no question of that. But he had kind of tapered away there for a little bit. And then, believe it or not, there was actually quite a distance between the Matrix movies and the John Wick movies, and wherein he just did little stuff in between. And he still has his band. He's had his band forever.
Right.
But if he came and did another Speed, if they came back and did Speed 3 together,
right,
and if was it DeBont? Who was the director of that? John Kerr?
Yeah, no,
I forget. Whatever.
I don't have
he was if they got him back to direct, I think it would be a fun summer popcorn movie, and maybe help out with some woke Hollywood.
There we go.
All that. Okay, so anyway, back to the koi pond. And
that was it. That's all.
Sorry,
and a lot of that was just everything's in bloom. So we've got irises and clematis, and just everything.
I had that once. There's an antibiotic for that. I think
that's funny. That's funny because there was a joke about that. But yeah.
Was there? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You just set it up, teed it up.
I know.
I'll
it's a thing. Joke. Yeah, exactly.
I think I got that from Anderson Cooper.
Got some of that.
Oh wait.
Yes. I take an antibiotic, but it's all good. It's all better now.
It's healed up now.
It's all better now. It's in remission.
It is. Everything's turned green and bloomed around here in just days. It seems like just
it rained
2 to 3 weeks ago.
Days,
but 2 to 3 weeks ago, it was still just the trees were just starting to bud, and now everything's poof. Boom. Everything's green.
Done.
We're in summer mode.
Well, you had your Apple Blossom Festival. How did that go? Was
it rained all weekend.
No, it was a washout.
So on Saturday, Saturday night, which was the big night, we had ordered Chinese food from this restaurant, which is downtown in Winchester.
Yeah,
and as soon as I ordered it, and we were walking out to the car to go get it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I immediately regret this decision because it's supposed to be packed. And for me to get through town, it's normally 8 minutes to go get to the place, or it's 10 minutes.
Yes.
And I'm just going, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get down to the main part. And it's just going to be, because I know exactly, I go right by where the Ferris wheel and all the rides are and all that stuff, and the parking for it. We literally get down to the Sheets, which is right there at the corner.
Yeah.
And there's just one pickup truck at the light.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, okay. So
totally empty, huh? So it would have been a good trip
because it had been raining and it was cold. And it was just that combination of just like, and it was misting rain kind of stuff. So it was just that annoying, like drizzle-ish type thing. And, so whatever. We went over and picked up our food and turned around and came back and I took a video to, show the family. I was like, look how crowded it was. Oh my gosh. We sat in traffic for at least 30 seconds
to get through this
and that's
light.
only because there was a truck in front of us at the light.
Truck. Lovely.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So Apple Blossom Festival was kind of a washout just because of the rain and
that sucks though.
And it was cold.
Yeah.
Like if it was warm and rainy, it may have been.
Queen.
But, yeah.
Dang it.
So.
Because I passed every sign on the way there last week, and they were all prepped and ready to go. The whole downtown was signs for parking here, and you're not going to go this far.
The green, white,
stop
and pink
here. You're going to have to pay $20. It was $20 to park in the freaking.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
but
and they're tearing down that whole shopping center. They're tearing down, and they're going to put apartments in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right there.
Right now, the only thing I think still in there is like the Family General Dollar Store or whatever. All the other tenants that were in there have now,
right?
Their leases have ran out because they've been waiting and they didn't get renewed. Yeah.
You think they'll put stuff underneath though, like stores underneath?
I don't know. I'm not sure because in the back corner used to be a 2-screen movie theater. Oh. And I was like, I would love to go and see that. Just go in and see the layout, like just because it's now an old abandoned movie theater, like where they still didn't because they never stopped being a movie theater, they didn't put anything ever back in it, so it wasn't like remodeled as far as I know.
You gotta wonder what's in there.
I know.
It could be old posters.
I know,
and
or something. I want to go like
trailers. Remember we used to do the trailer reel.
Oh yeah, we'd make
tangents.
Yeah, back when we worked at the theater, we'd take like all the trailers,
you would get,
splice them. Yeah,
they came on little it's like almost like a small reels, like about the size of
like a 1-inch spindle
CD,
or something, and
about the size of a CD. That's how much it was on the trailer because it only ran for like a minute or 5 or
like 2 minutes maybe. Yeah, or 6.
Yeah, and so we would just take all of them and just splice them on, and they would just jump from one trailer to the next, and it was just a whole reel of trailers.
Watch the old trailers.
It was pretty good.
Yep.
That was fun.
So, and the trailers legally were property of the
they should have
movie
been
companies,
back.
and they should have been returned because then
they
destroy them. But they never did.
No.
They didn't care unless it was something that was like really, really like a big release type thing, like it was when Jurassic Park came out,
Star Wars,
or
it would have all been sent back.
Yeah. And I remember I don't think I'm getting anybody in trouble. I think we're past the statute of limitations on this.
Okay.
One of the managers at the theater we worked at, we had Who Framed Roger Rabbit when it came out. And apparently he kept the first reel.
Oh, nice.
And they never said any, like they break the movie down into, these smaller reels to ship them. And we've mentioned it before in these like little, tin cans and, they ship them off. So one of the managers there, he actually he was the one in charge of, putting the movies together and breaking them down to send them back. And he kept the first reel of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Nice.
Which like, I think
it has the whole cartoon.
Like it has the whole opening.
The first cartoon that ran all the way.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting to just have that.
It was one of those things where like they never questioned like, hey, the first reel of this is missing. And he's like, I don't, so it was like, whatever.
We sent it. You signed for it.
And he kept, which legally you're not allowed to own that. It's property of
the property of
the film, the company who was that a Paramount movie? I don't remember who did, or no,
Disney.
No, it wasn't. No, because it was Warner Brothers characters. So I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway. So yeah, he could have been in a lot of trouble for that, but they never even questioned like that, when they returned the print that like, oh, the first reel's missing.
It's Universal because they had a framed Roger Rabbit area at the Universal Studios,
you're right.
Florida.
Yeah. Yep. Correct. Well, speaking of movies, are we moving to movies and TV now?
Of course.
We're going into movies and TV.
Right into it because I had a question about your viewing habit. See if you would your Fallout. Did you finish your Fallout?
So I have not finished Fallout. I finished episode 6 last night, and it's only 8 episodes.
Yeah, so you're close. Did you change your views on?
I'm still not loving it, but I'm not hating it either. It's one of those things where it's like it got to the end of episode 6, and I'm like, okay, you're finally giving us some meat.
Yeah,
to
but
bite
then you
into.
still got to get to the
keep
end, right?
Watching, yeah. But it was the first like big thing. It was I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but
Right.
it was a point where she's realizing who's who and what's happening
what really's going on.
And now in the last 2 episodes she throws it all together. So I take it there's going to be a season 2 because
I would hope
slow
the way
draw
they got to
of
it,
this has been. Yeah, it's definitely not a limited series.
Right. But did it change your view on apocalypse versus zombie?
I hadn't even thought of that yet. Okay, so I'll get the last 2 episodes and then we'll.
Okay. I want to ask, because because if we're going by what movies give us as far as apocalypses versus zombies, that would play into that. So,
Could play into because I was getting to that point. Yeah. Okay. By next week I'll watch the last 2 episodes.
It was interested to see because I didn't know if you'd finished that one yet or not.
Did you hear the announcement that The Boys? Season 4.
Oh, I did not hear this one.
Amazon Prime. Yep. It's Amazon Prime on June 13th.
June 13th.
Yes.
Sweet.
And they're going to release. So is it 3 or 4 of The Boys? It's season 4. Season 4 of The Boys, which are all the superheroes that are hopped up on their superhero juice. Yeah. Compound V. And all that. And, superheroes gone bad.
Is there going to be like a pre? Because
there's a trailer out now. I didn't watch it because I'm just going to wait to watch the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to, but when it does release, they're going to do it the same they've done the past seasons where they're going to release like the first 3 episodes first day. Okay. So you've got like 3 hours
get into
to
it,
watch,
and then you're
binge into it,
right?
And then it'll go to weekly episodes through the series.
And what are we getting? How many? 8?
We usually, I think, don't we get 10 on The Boys?
I think we get 10. I think it was 10.
It is.
Fact check.
We'll have to fact check that and see if
check on that for you.
And I still want the backstory on why Dewey is such a huge Billy Joel fan. Have we heard that?
I don't think so.
Or was that in the first? Because he kept mentioning it in the first season, but they kind of like let that go after.
Yeah, it probably was an element they wanted to work in, but didn't.
Yeah, because he always had a Billy Joel song on his Walkman or whatever iPhone.
Conspiracy.
Anyway, so The Boys season 4 is coming out. Also, I watched Unfrosted.
The Pop-Tart story.
Movie.
Yes.
So Jerry Seinfeld stars in it and he directed it.
Okay.
Did you watch it this weekend?
I did not get to watch it.
I watched it. It's funny and it reminded me so much of sitting in a theater and watching the first Wayne's World movie.
Really?
It just has that feel. So it's like a 90s. Just the whole, the feel, the funniness of it. I mean, you've got Jerry Seinfeld, one of the funniest comedians of all time, most successful, ever. And he brought out all the stars for this movie. So like there's like big stars and like little like roles in it that, but the jokes, I mean, they hit because they're like, these are all funny people that he's invited into this movie to be in it. So the jokes hit and it's that silly Wayne's World type of humor.
Nice.
So when you go and watch, I highly recommend watching it. It's funny. It's worth it. It's good for a laugh.
Okay.
But just have that, like when you go into it, like, okay, think like that type of Wayne's World, type movie where it's like, it's their reality in their little world and like we're laughing watching, the new stupid stuff. But
nice.
So I definitely think, Unfrosted was really good. It has Melissa McCarthy's in it. She's always great.
Right.
And, she's his like kind of sidekickish scientist of them trying to break because it's between Post and Kellogg's and the war to get Pop-Tart out first and who and Amy Schumer is the president of the Post company and so she's always hysterical. I mean it was just
well, perfect. Well, it sounds good.
And it's only like 95 minutes or something. It's like it's
now you're going to tell me there's no subtitles.
And there's no subtitles.
Oh my gosh, there's no reading either.
In the Queen's English.
It's in the English.
Yes, so you don't have to worry about any subtitles. There's no serial war language going on. It's not like you have to learn Klingon or
thank God or Pop-Tart speak or anything.
Ewokanese or Ewokanese. Is that what do the Ewoks speak?
Wok
on Endor.
Waka.
Is it Waka Waka? No, that's Fozzie Bear.
Fozzie speaks Waka.
Fozzie Bear. Again, just a couple Muppets.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's full circle.
At work this week, speaking of TV stuff, one of my Zam driver coworker, he was in the lobby and we were waiting for the last games to end to wrap up to do, the end of the night cuts and, get out of work.
Right.
So the second we have all these TVs in the lobby. So we have one that's a monitor that tells people what locker rooms to go to, because we're in a nice rink. And then we have 2 other TVs that actually have we can put on different TV channels and watch Stanley Cup playoffs or, on Sundays, football or all this stuff. But we can put 2 different things on 2 different TVs. Mm-hmm. We've joked for years that the building is haunted because we hear weird voices and things in weird times and whatever. The second TV, all the TVs in the lobby are off except for the one that we have the hockey game on, the playoff hockey game on.
Right.
And the second TV just comes on by itself.
Wow.
And so my driver, Zach, he was watching, the hockey game, and then he had to go do the ice cut. Well, I didn't see it when it came on by itself. I just walked out and I knew he'd been watching the hockey game. But on the other TV is professional wrestling.
Wow.
So I sent him a text real quick. I'm like, did you put wrestling on the other are you a wrestling fan? He goes, oh God, no, I didn't put that. Sorry, don't mean to offend our wrestling fans out there. Mm-hmm. He's like, no, I didn't put that on. So
it was
no.
and
I'm like,
TNT?
yeah, exactly. Because the games are on TNT and TBS
right,
and all that. So it was just later,
probably,
after the game.
Okay,
and it came on, and so I just thought that was funny. I was like, so I went and turned it off, and then not even 5 minutes later, it pops back on, and it's still on wrestling, and it's still the professional wrestling, but it's now women's wrestling. Professional wrestling. And nice. I'm like, okay. And they're body slamming each other. And I'm getting ready to turn it off. And just as I'm getting ready to turn it off, the one woman, she jumps out of the ring and goes. And I'm like, I'm watching this going, don't you think by now the wrestling promoters would find a better place to store the folding tables?
It should be right
instead
next
of under
to
the ring.
It should be right next to the ring.
She literally lifts up the skirt of the ring and pulls out this folding table. I'm like, haven't they not learned by this point to not put the folding tables just underneath the ring? Wouldn't they store them down a side hallway or something? How convenient!
Because it's right there for
the folding
to be
table.
used as a weapon.
Here, let me get out this folding table and these folding chairs now that are all just happens to be under the ring, so I can now
be put here.
Because you then immediately, as soon as you see the table, you know where this is going. Whack. It's going to be a body slam over the top ring onto the table. I mean, we've seen it a billion times if you watch wrestling. I mean, I haven't watched wrestling since I was a kid when it was Hulk Hogan. But it's still the same thing. Yeah. As soon as you see the table or the chair come out, somebody's getting hit and somebody's getting slammed into the table. I'm like, but wouldn't the promoters have learned by now? That was the joke. But
is that they would have figured it out?
Yeah. So have you seen the gray vans that drive around?
I'm the worst straight man ever.
Oh my gosh. So also while at work on a different night.
Right.
And this goes back to the human beings disgust me from time to time. Okay. And this was one of those things because I walk into the bathroom and we've talked about the urinal thing at men's etiquette in the bathroom and the urinal back on episode 2 or something like that. I don't remember.
Right.
I walk in and this is a grown adult, not this guy looked like he was could be 30 plus, and he's standing over the sink. In the sink in the men's room, we have 3 sinks.
Yes.
So, multiple people can wash their hands, stuff like that. He is standing over one of the sinks and he is holding his nose and blowing out the other nostril.
Oh my Jesus.
All over the counter. Yes, repeatedly. All over the counters.
Wait, not into paper towel or anything?
No paper towel, nothing.
Oh God.
I'm like, dude, were you raised in a barn?
Is that something you'd see on on a baseball field or a football? Yes. The guys are trying to get it cleared out.
Something, because they can't breathe. Doing it in the bathroom over the sink.
Onto a sink.
And I go to use a urinal and I'm standing there peeing and so my back's to it and I still hear him going and I'm just like, oh my God, dude. And then he goes over and gets paper towels.
That flew up his nose or something.
He goes over to get paper towels, which I've said before, hands free. You just put it. He gets the paper towels and then turns on the next sink. He goes to a different sink that's closer down to the paper towels and turns the water on and keeps doing it again over that sink. And I'm like, oh my God, you've already blown your crap out all over one sink.
I'm never going into another bathroom.
It just absolutely disgusting. So, just so everybody knows, Pern went and got some rubber gloves and the cleaning stuff, and I wiped down the sinks in the bathroom.
You should burn it to the ground at this point.
Disgusted.
Jesus.
I was like, dude, are you raised in a barn? Who does that? Who? I was absolutely disgusted by that.
That's insane.
Oh my gosh, absolutely
That is
insane.
kinda crazy.
Insane in the membrane. I can't even do the music. Oh, you almost your laugh almost sounded like the music.
Did it? Did
yeah, I'll go back and I'll replay that and I'll drop it in right here. Hold on.
Perfect.
See, didn't it sound like it?
I'm sure it did.
I just made more editing for myself.
More editing. That's
so.
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I do have gaming news.
Games, yes.
So our Xbox, because we Xbox a lot, and Microsoft. They bought Bethesda,
Yes.
right? And they kind of
Who owns Fallout?
yeah,
Tying it in.
and laid off a crap load of people.
Yeah.
Well, they turned around and closed 4 of the studios they acquired.
Oh my gosh.
Because the games weren't making
So how many more
money.
people now are out of jobs?
I didn't get the number total because the studios themselves are smaller studios, but
okay.
the 4 studios included games like Prey. Have you heard of that one?
No.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Are these 2 fake and 1
No,
real?
no.
Oh, okay.
These are real games, actually.
Highway Rush. Oh, I remember the Rush series. We used to play that until like
Hi-Fi Rush.
4 in the morning.
Yeah,
The
I
Rush
don't know if
racing?
that was the same one, though.
Okay.
I think this is different. Redfall. Have you heard of that one?
I'm going to say no.
So the kids I asked them about it, and they had heard about that one and that it was a bit of a fiasco because it hadn't made as much or did well that they thought it was going to do well, and it didn't. And then another one, Ghostwire Tokyo. I don't know if you've heard any of that one.
Nope.
But that got me into looking up, what makes a good video game a video game. And I found that, what do you think some of the best-selling video games might be? Do you
Of all
think you might
time?
know? Yeah, of all time, a video game that's been released, individual video game.
Well, I mean, first one that comes to mind is Halo.
Okay.
I mean, I would think Halo was probably like.
I only have the top 3. It
Is
probably
Halo on the
is.
list?
I would have to say it would be, but I would say it was more of a franchise that did well, as individually probably didn't.
So these games didn't have sequels, or
These were just individual video games that were the top 3 by copies sold.
by copies sold. Oh, the individual type of game.
Right. Now they could
Oh
be
my
a game
gosh.
inside of a franchise too, because I also have the list of franchise.
Well,
video games.
is one of the Final Fantasies on there?
No.
Okay.
Think blocks.
Like Minecraft.
Yeah. Minecraft's number 1.
Yeah.
300 million.
Yeah, my son was playing that tonight, and he's like, hasn't played Minecraft in forever.
In
And he's
ages,
like,
but
I come
he just
downstairs,
came
he's
back
playing
to it?
Minecraft because it's one of those things you just go, yeah.
Right.
So, Fortnite.
No.
Well, Fortnite's free, so that was.
I don't know if copies sold. So
Oh yeah, because they made all their money from the in-game
from the middle
skins
stuff.
and guns and all that crap, because they gave it away for free, which was like
Think guns and cars.
guns and cars. Need for Speed.
No.
No, not Need for Speed.
There are no guns in Need for Speed. That's just driving.
Okay. Well, that
Grand
done.
Theft Auto.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto.
And Grand
Okay.
Theft Auto 5 is the one, 195. That's number 2.
Yeah. Didn't the pre-orders for Grand Theft 6 already break the
that?
something? Or
I don't have that
I
in
thought
the
I
number,
heard
but it
something
might
about
have.
that. Yeah. So
It might have.
Okay, so Grand Theft Auto.
And then the third one, think blocks again, but think of them falling.
Roblox? Oh, Tetris.
Tetris.
Yeah,
Tetris at
yeah.
100 million.
Was that the number 1?
No.
Really?
Minecraft was number 1 at 300.
Oh, yeah, you said
Yeah.
that.
So that's number 3. So then I went ahead and looked up the best-selling franchise video games. Now, this is like any game that was produced all piled together as one, like if you were picking one.
So like Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is 1. That's number 4.
Okay.
425 million
And Final
copies.
Fantasy wasn't on there?
Final Fantasy is not in the top 5.
Wow, they've had like 18 different versions.
I would
think
say,
enough
but
cumulative sales that would have been like
Right.
very popular.
yeah. So think
The Halo, okay.
Halo is not on the top 5.
What?
Think small Italian guy.
Oh, Luigi, Mario Brothers.
Mario. The
Okay.
Mario franchise games have made 872 million
So is Sonic
copies.
on that list?
Sonic is not on that
Okay.
list. Tetris
Is
actually
Knuckles
is number
on that
2.
list?
Knuckles. Let's just go through.
Pac-Man.
Tetris at 495 million. And that's with the mobile downloads and also the standalone.
Did you ever watch the Tetris movie?
There's
I
a
think it
Tetris.
Yeah,
I
I think it was. It may have been. I don't know if it was Amazon Prime or if it was Hulu or if I'll go back and find it.
wasn't that the one that
or
was
was it
in
Apple
the
TV?
Kingsman's, whatever the guy is. Kingsman's,
Yeah, I think
can't remember
yes,
his
I
name.
think so. But yeah, there's a Tetris movie
Yes.
biopic that
I
yeah,
did
it's-
see
it's
that it
actually
was
good.
out there.
Okay.
And now think the third one, think small digital animals.
Oh, the Tamagotchi or whatever.
Try
the
again.
Pokemon.
There you go.
Okay,
Pokemon.
yeah.
The Pokemon franchise at 480 million. Then you had your Call of Duty, which was 425. And then GTA at 420.
Gotcha. Which
So-
is still,
And that's just that was top 5, and those were copies sold.
oh, okay.
So can you think of in that vein, I went worst released video games. Can you think of one?
Oh,
from our-
Cyberpunk. Was Cyberpunk not on there?
It was not on that. Well, it probably was on the
Well,
list,
and then
but
the
I was
ET
thinking
game,
of
like
ET
for
was the
Atari,
one I had
that's
on
like
here.
Yeah.
Where they dumped some 800,000 cartridges in a landfill in New Mexico.
Yep.
It contributed to Atari's bankruptcy, and they sold off the pieces of Atari for 1984.
And do you know they went and dug that up?
Yes.
And there's I think it's a YouTube like little documentary thing about that. Or no,
Yes.
maybe that was
I
on
think
Netflix
that was
also.
part of it. Yeah. I
But
remember
yeah, they
that
went
one.
and they dug it up to find the cartridges because they
Right,
wanted. They're like,
right.
yeah, and they had to get approval
ET.
to
I
do
played
the.
that game. It wasn't so bad. It was just hard.
Dude, all Atari games sucked.
There
I
was
mean,
just-
so
well,
it was
you're
just
8 blocks. So yeah, of course. But
yeah. And the whole story behind them programming and doing the ET game,
Mhm.
there's again another documentary about like the video Atari and the video game systems
Atari
and
systems
how they
anyway. Right.
yeah, and how the whole back. That's a good one to watch too. You got some homework to do.
I know. My
I'll-
goodness, I'm gonna have to
I'll tell
pay
you-
it up.
Yeah, because you've got Paramount, Netflix, and Disney. Is that right? You don't have Hulu.
I have the Disney. I don't have Hulu
How do you have Disney but don't have Hulu? They're like
because it's
they're
a
in bed
package
together.
thing, and you got to spend extra money. And there's just the extra money I just don't. Really
Okay,
have.
all right.
Well, the Hulu's kind of. I don't know. The
I watch a
Hulu's
lot of stuff on
more-
Hulu. I watch Welcome to
Really?
Wrexham. Yeah,
Oh, see,
So, and
well,
there's-
I'm missing out on that part.
you are.
And another one
really
was
good.
do you remember Psychonauts?
No.
It was a game, and that was. It's funny how this was a tagline. It said, "After being part of GameStop's 2005 best games no one ever played, it sold less than 100,000 copies, and led to the financial problems and the CEO resignation, which was Majesco Entertainment."
I do not remember that at all.
I remember.
Do you remember when Burger King had the Xbox games and you could go and if you bought a Whopper for like $1 more, you got the game? And they gave
Really?
you like the yeah, and it was
No.
like I still have it was on Xbox 360, I believe. And yeah, one of them where it's like the Burger King and he's riding like this little moped through like and it's like a racing game.
Okay.
And really
Yes.
funny because he's oversized, but it's like one of like the little mini bikes
Right,
that he's riding.
Yes.
And he's riding. Yeah,
It's
so
like a little Vespa,
Yeah,
but
it's oh my
yeah.
god, it's so funny. I'll find those and I'll
That's
show them
funny.
to you.
That's funny.
And yeah,
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And it's a good. Probably get good money for that one.
yeah. I think you can. I think you can get at least what $4 or $5 now.
Oh,
for it on.
right. Oh
And I
my
only
gosh,
paid for
just on
$1
the
when I got
eBay.
it with my Whopper.
Exactly. So it's
yeah,
definitely
that was
increased in value.
Yeah. Did you see the coming to DC the Big Bounce America thing
No.
where they set up this? Basically, it's like a huge park that's a big bouncy house.
Really?
Yeah, I saw the ad for it. Yeah, it's called Big Bounce America. It's going to be in DC from
Okay.
May 25th through
Yes.
June 9th. So if anybody wants to
nice.
get tickets, just look for I think it's bounceamerica.com or something like that, and watch the video for it because it's funny that it's like this huge, just like, and it's like it's not just for kids, it's for like all ages for families, and you go in and it's like you're walking through an amusement park, but it's on that bouncy stuff.
It's all bounce house.
I bet that's one hell of a workout at the end of the day.
Oh my God. I'm sure
Yeah.
your calves are hurting.
But then
after
they
that
have,
one.
and then they have the super huge, climb up and then go down the slide on the other
Right,
side. But they're
right.
like, like 15 feet up in the air, like they're huge
Oh my
slides, and or
goodness.
maybe bigger than that. I don't know.
I'm sure.
But like, yeah, there's just like kids flying all over the place, bouncing. It's just
Oh, wow.
yeah. You got to watch the trailer for it.
Oh
It's
my
funny.
goodness. That'll be good.
And in
Well,
the hold on.
So the bounce house thing.
Yeah.
I remember in the early stages of the internet that there was something that I
Thank you, Al
wanted
Gore.
to get. That I wanted to get, and it was a bounce house, but it was when they did it, it was an artistic one, and it was in the shape of a giant. Like, you know how they had Gulliver's Travels, and
a
they tied the
giant-
guy down to the
Yeah.
ground. It
Yeah.
was that, but it was a
Oh.
giant. Like it was a giant,
Oh,
and you went in
okay.
through his foot, and you walked through his, and
Well,
you're
it's better
inside
than,
him.
That's better than going up a
But
zipper.
It was all
So-
the crap inside him. Like there was guts and things. And you got
Really?
to his brain, and there was brain crap, and but it was like you walked through him, and it was huge.
I do not remember that.
No, I mean, it was like a throwaway thing that I found when I was early on when I was doing internet crap.
Oh, gotcha.
So it was a
then
weird thing,
never-
and I was like, "Oh, it's a bounce house. That'd be so cool. Let's get that." So of course,
That
I
would've been
didn't have
awesome,
money
actually.
when I was young. But
Well, no, none of us did.
yeah. So there was
none of us
no
still
reason.
do. At this
I
point.
couldn't expend
We
that
really
much
could
money
use
on that.
that
But
$500,000 2-year
Podcast
contract
purchase?
for a podcast
Yes,
to the
yes.
Jeremy Piven guy in
Yes,
San
yeah,
Diego.
yes.
That would
So
be
we could just do that.
great.
Perfect.
That would be wonderful if we
Yes,
get that.
nice
and
little
then,
sponsorship.
I mean, I'm not going to say we hit the lottery, but there's going to be signs.
That'll be.
so.
You'll know. You'll know.
That and then Star Wars AT-AT Grill,
AT-AT Grill,
which
yes,
is
the
like
purchase.
$3,500
Perfect.
shipped from England. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Yeah, we saw this grill, and my grill caught on fire last week. And I was talking to Dave and Tristan on this text thread we have, and they were like,
So then
oh,
it was
yeah.
back and forth with different grills.
Different
we could get
grills,
Pern.
and then different grills we can get Pern because Pern's grill caught
grill
on
is
fire.
destroyed.
And one of them was the AT-AT from Star Wars from
Yep.
Empire Strikes Back. The
Yeah, it was
AT-AT
awesome
grill.
looking.
It looks amazing.
It's
and then you go to the
also-
guy's website, and he's in England, and he custom builds these, and it was like $3,500.
Yeah,
and I
it
was like,
insane.
fuck off.
I mean, that was
No
crazy. And you'd still have to
way.
get it here, and it's a
And it'll
bulk
have to be
item.
shipped
It's
to-
going to be on a
yeah.
pallet. You wouldn't.
I can't even. I can't. I made the comment in the thread. I was like, I'm quite fine with my $299 grill.
Hit it big, though.
And I then went out and I cleaned it up and scraped all the crap off, and it
Your
won't
used
catch on fire
Ferrari
again.
and AT-AT Walker
right,
grill.
my used Ferrari and no, it was the used Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
It was
Yes,
my used
sorry.
Lamborghini.
your used Lamborghini and your AT-AT grill, and you're set.
Yep. So, one other thing, also going back real quick to the Bounce America thing, I saw another. I did actually see a video ad for Dopamine World in
right.
DC because there was other things in DC.
Yeah.
And wow, that looks really fucking lame.
I know.
I watched the
right?
video and I was just like,
yes.
no.
I swear
Why
it
would
looked
I
like they
bother with
renovated an elementary school and the rooms
and
were
like having
that,
going room
right?
to room, and
Yes.
it just, but it was so generic,
Yes.
and just there was nothing there that would get dopamine.
You would get all worked up for.
No.
I know it wasn't anything exciting.
I was like, that's embarrassing for them.
I
Like,
would
this
have to
video is
say.
not good.
And the amount that you per ticket was insane. I was just
to
like,
go
I can't believe
do
that.
this.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
so
And catch
I'm-
everybody's germs because
so-
it was just one building.
Yeah, just from us watching the trailer, like the Oscars, I would have to give it a thumbs down.
You would have to say,
I would
I'm
give
not
dopamine.
taking the children
I'm
there.
not going to Dopamine World.
Oh,
Nope,
well,
not
it
at
does
all.
happen.
It's not happening.
That's how we review things around here.
And I know it is. So,
We did have an injury over
oh
the
my
weekend.
gosh, yeah,
too.
what happened?
So my dog Phil, he loves to
It sounded like you
play.
said your dog fell.
My
but
dog
I know
Phil,
your dog Phil.
Fillmore,
Yeah,
Phil.
I know Phil.
He loves to play with other dogs, even though other dogs don't like him. And we had an issue where he had gotten through the garage and was hanging out with Lisa because she was shoveling rock, and she
likes
turned.
the rock.
She likes it rock.
She likes the rock.
And he went over to visit the neighbor dog. And now this is the one that is not fenced in, because the one that's fenced in, he'll run back and forth with and play and have a bunch of fun with.
Is that one of the dogs that attacked you on the ladder?
Yes, that side.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but they've fenced in and they're taking care of their dogs, so no problem.
Gotcha.
And this one, they're on electric fence. It was just Phil wanted to play, and he went into a place that was not designated a play area,
Ouch.
I guess. And yeah, he got chomped on the nose.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he had a couple marks on him where he got chewed on.
Oh,
And
you had to
there
go
was
to the
an
vet for
issue.
that?
Well, so we
Or was
called
it
our
bad?
vet contact. We have a friend, Maddie, from the barn, one of the barn women.
One of the barn women.
And, yeah.
Shout out to the barn
Shout out
women.
to the barn women.
Woo-woo.
So yes, and she was very helpful when we have issues with the dogs to get a like a preliminary on what we should do.
Mhm.
And so it was not deemed a vet
But
visit.
necessary, yeah,
right, because
like
it was a puncture,
that
but it
emergency.
wasn't bad, but he was bleeding, and every time he would rub his nose or rub his
Oh,
nose
right,
on
'cause
you,
the-
it would
yeah.
rip open. But she said if there was
You just
something you
put
wanted
the
to
big
put
clown
on it,
nose on him. Just
right,
like, boop,
it would be
the big red
perfect.
clown nose.
It'd be
It's
perfect.
better than the cone. I mean,
Exactly. Yes, that would work. We didn't have the clown nose, so we couldn't use that. But he definitely was feeling it. His nose got a little swole, and you could definitely tell he was kind of upset about not being able to play, and had that whole
Poor Phil.
sad face going on. But he has recovered, and he's
Cool.
doing well. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
no infection, no nothing so far. So we're doing
Okay.
okay.
Awesome.
We're keeping it clean and cleaned out. So, and he's not licking on it because it's on the top of his nose. So
Oh, so he can't. Yeah,
can't
reach
really
up with his
get
tongue
to it,
and-
but he is
yeah.
kind of rubbing it with his he would rub it early in his paw,
Gotcha.
but it would start bleeding and we would know. So we'd be able to kind of
Yep.
keep it cleaned out.
So you don't like have him balance sausages on his nose and
then pop it. No, he can't now because he's injured. But
because of his
because of the injury.
Gotcha. My dog turned 2 today.
Yes,
My
yes. Happy
Butters,
birthday,
my little guy Butters.
Happy birthday.
He turned 2 today.
Taurus.
Oh, so happy. So I'm so proud of him.
He's such a big
I'm so
dog.
proud of him. Anderson's coming over later.
Such a
for
big
cake.
boy. Yes, and deliver the cake and give him a big hug.
Okay, so my car stuff this week
Yes,
is
new car stuff.
not like previous weeks.
Right. So we're not going to.
I'm not going to tell you about stupid bumper stickers I see not this week because.
Oh, I had an update on that one.
Oh, you did.
Remember we had the problem with moving.
Rewind.
Right. And you said
Moving,
it was,
yes.
what was the last half of
IMBIN.
that? The last half was
IMBIN 4WD, 4-wheel drive.
You thought it was 4-wheel drive. Lisa.
Oh, moving forward?
Forward.
Oh my gosh. Lisa, thank you.
I didn't even get it.
I didn't get that
I didn't
either.
get it either
thought
because you said 4-wheel drive and I was like, yeah, 4-wheel
because
drive.
he's in a
4
truck.
WD.
He's in a big truck. Like
so I was like, moving 4-wheel drive.
truck.
And that could be. But she said, yeah, dumbass,
Yeah.
it's forward.
Yeah,
moving forward.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's just as bad as me not getting the moving part.
Which is funny because on the way here, I was stuck in traffic and he's let you know when you're moving and he spelled it MVIN.
Yeah, I did. I said,
that
let
was
me know
awesome.
when you're moving.
What a throwback.
IMVIN again.
It works so well.
Let me
It
know when
works
you're
so well.
IMVINing.
I was
That is
moving.
funny.
There we go. So there was a update on your license plate.
That is a good one. So on my car stuff, I saw this video on the fake internet because everything on the internet is fake, right?
Right.
So there's really no fact behind any of this. Just want to lay that out there at the beginning. This is just a small company somewhere that's a business that's a shop that works on cars. So one of the guys goes around to the different mechanics in the workshop, and asks them questions. And this question for this one day when he's doing it and asking, and it's like there's like a bunch of mechanics in this place. Like it's a big facility. And I'm like, wow, it might be a dealership.
So,
I don't know. Yeah, but they have he had staff like he probably hit like 8, 10, 12 guys just in whatever. So the question that he asked them he was going up to the mechanics and asking the mechanics, he goes, what is the one car that everyone buys that nobody should buy because they see it in all the time and it's like, it's a shit car or it's
falling apart
or just something breaking on it, like, still brand new, but still like,
Okay. So this is
what
from,
cars, So from a mechanic's point of view, what car does everybody buy that nobody should buy? Like they would not recommend it, run as far as you can run away from them if you're thinking about it. So the number 1 and number 2 were pretty much hand in hand.
Okay.
And their answers were Kia and Hyundai.
Okay.
And
try to get the parts for that, right? Because those are
I don't
overseas.
even know. Well, I don't even know if that's it. I think they're basically just saying, yeah, everybody buys them, but they're like, they're not that good cars. They're crap.
The quality.
Or for whatever reason.
Well, okay.
We got a rental one day and it was a Hyundai, not Del Sol, because that was the old Honda. What are they called? The Santa Fe.
Okay.
And it was like the top of the line one. And like I got it and I had to drive it for a week while I didn't have a car. And it was a nice rental. And I was like, wow, Hyundai's really stepped up their game over the years because I hadn't been in one in a long time. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is, it has, all the bells and whistles. It was nice. So anyway, but Kia and Hyundai were the top 2 cars on that list. Third on the list was VW.
Really?
I can't say everybody I know that's owned a VW, but most of the people that I know that have owned a VW have had problems with VW.
Okay, well, I know from the grocery store, we were driving from the grocery store, I must have gotten punched 3 times because we passed new Volkswagens, because it's a punch buggy thing. And
their light was out?
And no, everything was right, but
you punched when
there
the
were
lights
that many out there.
Oh, when you see that many,
that's a padiddle. If the light
that is a padiddle. Sorry, not
punch buggy is if you see them, you could punch
you're
the
right.
guy next to you.
I had those totally mixed up. Okay,
and
so
we have total rules for classic ones.
Well,
convertibles.
You've got to have
stuff.
Rules for different things like that.
Oh gosh, yes.
So so number 4 on the list, a Jeep.
Oh, the Jeeps, really?
Jeep. They were not like again, it's a car that everybody buys that they feel that, that nobody should buy because it's not. Yeah. So Jeep was the number 4. And then number 5 was specifically one guy. And the reason why it just came in because I put it in 5th because it was the last and only one guy that did.
Okay.
They go up to this one mechanic, and he's like I don't know if he was under one right at that minute or whatever, but his response was very quick. He didn't have to think about it. They said, so, what car does everybody buy that nobody should buy? And he goes, oh, Ford Explorer, which is what Dave drives by.
Really? We really haven't had too much of a problem with ours. But we wear ours right into the ground. Like we're driving it off. So the weirdest thing is we're at the Home Depot the other day, right? And we're getting, God, what the hell were we buying? We had to buy, I think, stock tanks or something.
Door for a penny?
I don't know what it was. We're loading up the car and it was throwing dirt in the back of it. And an exact replica of our car was parked on the opposite side of us, like on the opposite side,
like a mirror image.
He was getting in the car and was pulling away, and he goes, "Hey, nice car!" And we were like, "Hey, look at that!" Yeah. His was a 2006, and it had 300 and some thousand miles.
Oh my gosh!
And it looked like
awesome.
It looked like he had it shrink wrapped the whole time because it looked
really good condition,
clean and new and everything. That's and he said, crazy. "Yeah, I just got it cleaned." And I was driving it around, and some guy said it looked so new, and how much I would want for it. And he was like, "Yeah, you'd probably only get $500 for it because it's so old, and it has 300,000 miles on. Well, ours has 270, so
okay.
Yeah, we definitely driven ours around a lot. God, so it does not owe us $1 at all because it has been just a workhorse.
Yeah, and any repairs you have now anyway, as long as it's cheaper than paying for a monthly
right, exactly.
car payment.
And somewhere down the road, we're going to have to replace the differential from what we've been doing.
Oh, right. I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
And I might have to take it to Malloy. We'll see how that goes.
The Malloy boys.
Yep.
Never been there. Only heard about them.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, because we're on the road all the time, and we always have stories about cars. Incidences with cars are unavoidable with animals. And I was wondering if you could rattle off
all the animals I've hit.
Not hit, but also had interactions with, where it's, either you had to help off the road or anything like that. Because I have two stories that I know of some of the weirdest shit that's happened to me in a car and an animal.
I literally saw a horse get hit by a truck.
Oh my God.
I was in the very first car at the light, and it was a horse got out of the back of its little transport thing, whatever. I don't know what you call it. Trailer. Yes, horse trailer. It had got out and ran through the intersection, and this truck coming across, it just
Well, that's not what you anticipated. What happened? Having a horse right there.
Oh my God! I just totally had a flashback of the entire because it's one thing that's embedded in my brain and I'll never be able to unsee.
Of course,
the truck passed and the side mirror clipped the front of the horse.
Yeah,
which then startled it and kind of spun it around, and then the car that was right after the truck, boom, right into it, right up into the windshield. Jesus. Yeah, and it was like, oh my gosh, it was horrific. That was one of those things, like I said, I can't unsee it. It was just so horrific. And my friend that I was with at the time, I swore to her I'd never mention it again. So hopefully she's not listening to the podcast.
Well, we can only hope that she skipped this one.
Because it traumatized both of us.
I can imagine, my goodness.
Absolutely.
Well, she's gone to therapy, so she probably doesn't think about it.
Exactly.
Well, mine were possums, foxes, deer. Deer, of course. My Jesus, God.
Obviously.
Groundhog, beaver, duck. I hit a duck.
You've hit a duck?
See, it hit me really.
What about the time you ran over the chicks?
Oh, God damn it. That was a weird one.
And I
really didn't run. I guess I did run over a couple.
You said you heard the cracking, popping.
Yeah, I did.
They could have already been dead. We don't know.
So what happened
tell the story real quick.
It was a huge truck of delivering the chicks,
baby chicks. Fresh baby chicks.
Yeah, to a chick farm.
Alive and well.
A chicken farm.
Chirping their days away.
And they were all just in these bins in the back of the truck. The truck jackknifed, I guess, or turned too quick, and they all fell off.
So
and they were in the middle of
all over the road.
Middle of the, and we're on
just scattered.
God, what was that? Oh, Route 15.
Okay.
And we're going 50 some miles an hour coming up on this, and you can see the truck, but you couldn't see the chicks because they were all scattered, just running back and forth, right? So we were coming up slow on it, and the car in front of me didn't slow down at all.
Just drove right through them.
Just blew through
killer.
It. And who knew?
What was their license plate number? We'll put it on the air right now.
I don't
853-9617.
Virginia. Yes.
Virginia license plate.
And then when I came through, I was going really slow, and they were already kind of bodies everywhere else anyway.
That's horrible.
And just kind of skirting back and forth and to the shoulder, and you were trying to just squeak by to not get it, but they just did not know what there was going on.
Right.
Because they had just fallen out of a bin that they were in.
I know. And they're
That
just like,
was
"Oh,
chaos.
we're free.
That was chaos. And the guy was like, I have no idea what to do. And they could have stopped traffic, but it wasn't like they had cops or anything to stop the traffic.
It just happened.
And then what were you going to do? Collect them and put them where? Like, once you collected them, where were they going?
Yeah.
So, that was,
going.
oh my gosh, that was carnage.
I can't even.
So yeah, that's horrific.
Okay, let's end on an up note. Come on. What's your
I
other
have
one?
an up note.
Yeah,
I have two. One, I was driving to hockey and I was driving with the windows down and it was dusk, I guess, kind of dusk. And I'm driving on Evergreen, the back way. Oh, Sickland, on the back way of Sickland, right?
Yep.
And through the woods area there, before they did all the construction, it was gravel. So I was driving through that and it was all dusty and everything. So I had the windows down, which was stupid. But some bang happened. And I was like, what the hell was that? I thought something hit the side of the car. So when I got to hockey, rolled the windows up, gone around the side to check what was going, nothing, right? I get done with hockey, get out, shower, get in the car. And there's a bat hanging from my visor, my visor. And I was like, oh my God. And I guess what happened was he flew through the window and hit the car seat.
Oh,
and was flying around in my car the whole time I was playing hockey.
Oh my gosh.
And it was up and I had to shoo him out. I opened the door and shooed him out the opposite side.
That's
I was like, Jesus. And then we came across a giant, huge ass snapping turtle, about the size of a tire.
Wow.
As we were coming down in our neighborhood down the hill. And Lisa decided she was going to shoo it over to the side out of the way and used an umbrella and was like shooing him, and he turned around and bit the umbrella, and she drug the turtle off the side with the umbrella, but he wouldn't let go of the umbrella. So we left the umbrella and we were just going to pick it up when we came back through. But I guess he liked the umbrella so much because the umbrella was not there when we got back. So if
you see a turtle
with an
umbrella,
it's Lisa's umbrella. So if you could ask him to please return his umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should put your name and address on the
right,
umbrella.
Exactly.
Return to
please return to Lisa. Yes. So then that kind of gets us, right into hockey.
Okay, which will make this, we're super quick. This is going to be like the 60-second version of hockey. Okay,
yes,
so
because we know
that have advanced. The Rangers have advanced.
Yes.
The Carolina Hurricanes have advanced.
Yes.
The Florida Panthers have advanced. And the Boston Bruins have advanced out of the East.
Out of that.
And going to the West, the Avalanche have advanced. The Oilers, Lisa's unofficial pick to win the Stanley Cup, has advanced.
Yes.
The Dallas Stars have advanced. Yes. And, oh my God, who was the other one?
Oh, crap. You went so fast.
I know I did, and I totally lost. I could see it all in my head. I had it mapped out. Who's the other team? And the oh my gosh.
Oh no.
It's Avs and Edmonton and Dallas versus. I guess it doesn't matter because I guess Dallas is just going to be. Oh no, it's Dallas and it's Dallas and the Avs. Did I just say that?
No.
Can I not count?
Dallas and the Avs.
Dallas and the Avs. And Oilers and Vancouver. Oh my gosh.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, that's the quick update. That was the 60-second update on hockey. Although the series have now started.
Yeah.
I'm going to say go Vancouver, go Florida, go Avalanche.
Really?
Yeah.
So
my final two is Avalanche. No, my final two is Avalanche and Florida.
See, mine's Avalanche and Boston. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that plays out.
We will. We'll see how the week goes then.
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll see you next week.
I guess so.
All right, bye.
Yep, bye.
Pern Dave, Let's Talk is brought to you by, Pern Dave and Star Tours.
Space tourism at its best to various locations in the galaxy.
And the good people at
Strickland Propane.
Taste the meat, not the heat. Bobby, till next time.